Darn it, I thought I left time for I got my pen. You wouldn't have an extra pen, would you? I'll have to ask.
Yeah.
Hey, these guys getting hurt and stuff going on. And plus, I mean, you got a day flying over there, a full day flying
Well,
back.
they had to refit. And about 100, close to 200 people, I think they said.
Check my watch. Check my phone. Good evening and welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Hartford Plan Commission. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask, well, actually, this not being a city council meeting, I'll just say for the minutes of August 12th, 2024.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
I'll second.
And second. So moved by Dave, second by Scott. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, third, we have appearances like we do on all of our city meetings. We do offer citizens of the city of Hartford to come up and speak unless, of course, there's a public hearing, which there will be a separate time to speak. And we do have one for the review of the proposed creation of a tax increment district number 13. But if you have any other reason that you would like to speak to the Plan Commission, you would just have to state your name, your company, if it exists here in the city of Hartford, or your address, and you get 3 glorious minutes. Second, sir, please come on up. State your name and address, and away we go.
Sorry, on here? Sounds like it.
No, wait, is it on? Just tap it. There you go.
Try that.
I don't hear it.
This doesn't count my 3 minutes.
A good question.
There, all right.
Alrighty.
Take two. All right, Bert Zenker, MSI General. Our company is in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Is that all you need for that? Sure. Okay. We're here representing Glenn Hefner Incorporated. They're over in the industrial park. We are looking to do an approximate 39 to 40,000 square foot addition off the east side of the building, primarily for warehousing and manufacturing, essentially an extension to their already existing facility and operation. And then the only hard surface that we're looking to add is for the traffic going through the building. And we would be building out of precast, which is what they have on the existing building at the same height. So we want to make it look like it's always been there. So that's really it in a nutshell. And of course, if there's any questions, myself.
Fortunately, this is not a question-answer type
okay.
thing, but give you the opportunity, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Okay, any other appearances, please? State your name, state your address. You get 3 glorious minutes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Matthew Quirk, and I'm here regarding the property over on 35 East Sumner, which is the old post office. And my company is Motor West Incorporated. I'm in Milwaukee. I've been down there for 28 years in the deep part of the city, and we're looking to relocate, and that's an inspiring property. My proposal is just regarding improving it a bit in terms of the basement, putting in some windows, period, looking correct, 16 pane, white, pretty much mimicking what's up on top, but in a smaller scale. And those would actually pretty much all have to be in area wells, which would be cast. I'd be working with Great Lakes Excavating and then a fellow from Waukesha, whose name is, interestingly enough, Robert Hack, but he's not the diamond guy. And we've been talking about poured concrete for those. And the ones on the east side of the building, there's actually a standing water issue, so that's addressing that. And on the west side, it's basically, again, for light and airflow and improving the bulkhead, which is crumbling. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to appear? State your name, your address, business, assuming that you're having that in the city of Hartford, and you get 3 glorious minutes.
Good evening, I'm Brian Lindgren with Newman Developments. We're based in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. So I'm here on behalf of the Copper Trail Subdivision Preliminary Plat. It's on the Neville Farm. We're very excited to present this. We came up with a plat that included 112 lots. We would develop it, if approved, we'll develop it in phases. Probably 3 phases would be my guess, of 30 to 40 units in each one. I went through the comments as provided by staff and consultants, and it all appears to be things that we can work out in future engineering drawings. So comfortable with what was written, and we would love to have the opportunity to develop a neighborhood, single-family home neighborhood here in Hartford.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Any other person? Last call. If not, then we go right into our public hearing, with a public hearing to review the proposed creation. Oh. Got to stand up, sir. Got to come up to the microphone if you'd like to speak.
Are you taking comments on the tax incremental district now, or? Is that
No,
separate?
like, yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning of the thing, if you're doing that, then there is an open time for the public hearing on tax increment 13.
Okay.
So, okay, wonderful, thank you. At this time, we will open the public hearing to review the proposed creation of tax increment district, or TID, number 13. I'd like to open the hearing and ask for a reading of the public notice.
I apologize, it's going to be a lengthy one. Daily News, August 23rd, 2024, August 30th, 2024, 248 notices sent. Notice of public hearing, Plan Commission. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held at 5:30 p.m. or thereafter on September 9th, 2024 in the Common Council Chambers at the lower level of City Hall, 109 North Main Street by the City of Hartford Plan Commission on the proposed creation of Tax Incremental District, TID number 13. City of Hartford, Wisconsin, the proposed boundaries of and the proposed sub-project plan for the district. The proposed TID number 13 district is generally described as follows. A parcel of land located in the northeast quarter of the southwest quarter of the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter and the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of Section 22, Township 10 North, Range 18 East, City of Hartford, Washington County, Wisconsin, more particularly described as follows. Beginning at the center of Section 22, thence south 0 minutes, 0 degrees, 20 minutes, 40 seconds east along the east line of the southwest quarter of said Section 22, 430.05 feet to the southeast corner of the Hartford Center condominium plat recorded as document number 1554644. Thence south 88 degrees, 49 minutes, 39 seconds west along the south line of the Hartford Center condominium plat, 393.75 feet. Thence north 1 degree, 9 minutes, 32 seconds west along the west line of the Hartford Center condominium plat, 105 feet to the southeast corner of CSM 3142, recorded as document number 519895. Thence south 88 degrees, 58 minutes, 30 seconds west along the south line of said CSM 3142, 244 feet to the east line of the lands described in the warranty deed number 1431088. Thence south 1 degree, 10 minutes, 21 seconds east along said east line, 5 feet to the southeast corner of the lands described in warranty deed number 1431088. Thence south 88 degrees, 49 minutes, 39 seconds west along the south line of the lands described in warranty deed number 1431088, 175.45 feet to the west line of the lands described in warranty deed number 1431088. Thence north 1 degree, 10 minutes, 21 seconds east along said west line, 70 feet to the south line of CSM 3423, recorded as document number 546471. Thence south 88 degrees, 49 minutes, 39 seconds west along said south line and westerly extension thereof, 203.62 feet to the east line of lands described in warranty deed number 1447498. Thence south 0 degrees, 22 minutes, 1 second east along said east line, 399.56 feet to the northeast corner of CSM 7218, recorded as document number 1561678. Thence south, 0 degrees, 22 minutes, 15 seconds east along the east line of CSM 7218, 214.55 feet to the southeast corner of Lot 1 of CSM 7218. Thence south 88 degrees, 49 minutes, 55 seconds west along the south line of Lot 1 of CSM 7218, 275.25 feet to the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K and the west line of Lot 1 of CSM 7218. Thence north 0 degrees, 22 minutes, 15 seconds west along the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K and the west line of Lot 1 of CSM 7218, 214.64 feet to the south line of the lands described in deed number 1099091. Thence north 88 degrees, 50 minutes, 57 seconds east along the said south line and north line of Lot 1 of CSM 7218, 195.25 feet to the southeast corner of the lands described in deed number 1099091. Thence north 0 degrees, 22 minutes, 1 second west along the east line of the lands described in deed number 1099091, 90 feet to the northeast corner of thereof. Thence south 88 degrees, 50 minutes, 36 seconds west along the north line of the lands described in deed number 1099091, 195.25 feet to the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K. Thence north 0 degrees, 22 minutes, 1 second west along the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K, 369.49 feet to the north line of the lands described in warranty deed number 1045707. Thence north 88 degrees, 49 minutes, 39 seconds east along the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K, 22.28 feet. Thence north 0 degrees, 18 minutes, 39 seconds west along the east right-of-way of County Trunk Highway K, 97.78 feet to the south line of South State Trunk Highway 60, as shown on right-of-way plat for project 2310-09-20. Thence north 43 degrees, 15 minutes, 51 seconds east along said south right-of-way, 47.43 feet. Thence north 89 degrees, 55 minutes, 38 seconds east along said south right-of-way, 143.31 feet. Thence south 1 degree, 1 minute, 4 seconds west along south said right-of-way, 3.50 feet. Thence north 89 degrees, 55 minutes, 38 seconds east along said south right-of-way, 645.72 feet to the northeast corner of CSM 3142, recorded as document number 519895. Thence northerly 120 feet more or less to the north right-of-way of State Trunk Highway 60 and the southwest corner of CSM 2656, as recorded as document number 468020. Thence north 88 degrees, 35 minutes, 9 seconds east along said north right-of-way, 20.54 feet. Thence easterly 179.60 feet along said north right-of-way, being a 3,759.72 foot curve to the left with a chord that bears north 87 degrees, 13 minutes, 2.5 seconds east, 179.58 feet to the southwest corner of CSM 3586, recorded as document number 563277. Thence easterly 136.59 feet along said north right-of-way, being a 3,759.72 foot curve to the left with a chord that bears north 84 degrees, 48 minutes, 29 seconds east, 136.58 feet. Thence north 46 thence north 42 degrees, 46 minutes, 38 seconds east along said north right-of-way, 85.14 feet to the west right-of-way of Hilldale Drive. Long one.
From now on, we're gonna have a resolution passed that every TID district has to be a perfect square.
I won't protest that. Thence north 0 degrees, 28 minutes, 44 seconds west along said west right-of-way, 310.40 feet. Thence north 89 degrees, 31 minutes, 16 seconds east along said west right-of-way, 17.0 feet. Thence north 0 degrees, 28 minutes, 44 seconds west along said west right-of-way, 400 feet to the north line of the lands described in quit deed number 811934. Thence northeasterly, 440 feet more or less to a point of curvature in the east right-of-way of Hilldale Drive, as shown on CSM 5845, recorded as document number 1076957, and Ridgedale condominiums as recorded as document number 1147554. Thence north 0 degrees, 28 minutes, 44 seconds west along the east right-of-way of Hilldale Drive, 567.34 feet to the northwest corner of CSM 5845 and the southwest right-of-way of the Wisconsin Southern Railroad. Thence north 73 degrees, 25 minutes, 34 seconds east along the north line of CSM 5845 and the south right-of-way of the Wisconsin and Southern Railroad, 468.27 feet. Thence south 28 degrees, 55 minutes, 11 seconds east along the northeast line of said CSM 5845, said Ridgedale condominiums, CSM 6453, recorded as document number 1305122, CSM 7184, recorded as document number 1552112, and CSM 6994, recorded as document number 1514686, 1,535.919 feet to the northwest corner of Outlot 1 of said CSM 6994, thence north 65 degrees, 17 minutes, 9 seconds east along the north line of said Outlot 1, 355.51 feet to the northeast corner thereof, thence south 20 degrees, 34 minutes, 40 seconds east along the east line of said Outlot 1, 141.13 feet to the north right-of-way of State Trunk Highway 60, thence south 65 degrees, 25 minutes, 8 seconds west along the south line of said Outlot 1 and the north right-of-way of State Trunk Highway 60, 315.03 feet to the southwest corner of said Outlot 1. Then southeasterly, 145 feet more or less to the northeast corner of CSM 6652, recorded as document number 1390988. Thence south 24 degrees, 34 minutes, 52 seconds east along the northeast line of CSM 6652 and southeasterly extension thereof, 230 feet more or less to the southeasterly right-of-way of High Road and the northwesterly line of CSM 5555, recorded as document number 960357. Thence south 33 degrees, 55 minutes, 48 seconds west along the southeasterly right-of-way of High Road and the northwesterly line of CSM 5555, 180 feet more or less to the south line of northeast quarter of said section 22. Thence south 88 degrees, 50 minutes, 40 seconds west along the south line of the northeast quarter of said section 22, 1,306.52 feet to the point of beginning. The project plan's costs for the proposed tax increment District Number 13 will include cash grants made by the city to owners, lessees, or developers of lands that is to be located within the district. The purpose of the public hearing is to hear those persons who wish to express their opinions for or against the creation of the district, boundaries of the district, and the project plan. A map and legal description of the district and the project plan can be viewed at the Department of Planning and Zoning by appointment, 109 North Main Street, Monday through Friday between the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. A copy will be provided by request. Dated the 23rd day of August 2024. Shanna Kreilkamp, City Clerk, City of Hartford.
That's quite the performance.
Did any of you smile every time when they were reading this very, very technical long thing? It said more or less. I thought that was hilarious. So, but I stifled my laughter. Okay. With that, we have staff review, and that would be, of course, with our city planner, Jacob Maas.
All right, so we'll review TID 13. So basically how TID works is we have we have the base value of the TID, and it's broken down into each of the tax districts. Here we have the county, we have 2 school districts, the technical college, and the municipality. This base value gets frozen during the time period of the TID, and as it develops, any new value or increment added to that does not go to these taxing districts. It goes back into the TID as the value increment of the active TID. And once the TID is terminated, the entire value then goes back to the taxing districts. So for a mixed-use TID, at least 50% of the land has to be classified as mixed-use areas. So this is either industrial, commercial, or residential. Again, we cannot exceed 35% of the acreage at the end of the district's expenditure period to residential use. That's why it's such a large TID area and it involves a lot of commercial, is because this project is looking to do more of a residential type of senior assisted living, about 96 units. So the criteria for this is it's a 20-year TID for mixed use. The expenditure period is 15 years, and you can go an extra 3 years as an extension. You can close at any time as long as you've met your increment value that you were looking to use for your projects and pay out the projects that you've been looking at doing. So this is the TID boundary. I know in your packet it's very hard to read. The boundary is this area right here, this kind of orange boundary right here. That is the actual TID boundary, and this purple line is the half-mile radius around the TID boundary that allows for the city to do expenditures outside the TID district for projects that would benefit this TID. So here's a zoomed in of the actual TID boundary. Here's Ridgedale. These are condos, senior condos. The project is being proposed on this current parcel right here, and there's this little parcel right in there. Aurora Medical Center here. This to the south here is where we're going to be putting the satellite fire station. Right now, Vicney's, the CPA firm, is doing a project there. I believe that will actually be captured in this TID increment, so it will benefit this TID because it has not been yet assessed as a fully developed project yet on our 2024 assessments. And there's also these parcels down here that are vacant for the most part there or underdeveloped. And as well as this parcel south of the Ridgedale proposed assisted senior living is also vacant right now. So TID number 13, there's 79 parcels. 57 of the parcels are residential, but 52 of the 57 parcels are condominium parcels just located at 230 Hilldale Drive. The total acreage of TID number 13 is 48.23 acres, and the total residential acreage of the TID is 14.41 acres. So it's about 29 or 30% of the TID district is residential, so it's under that 35%. And as of 2024, the total assessed value for the TID number 13 parcels is $41,742,400. So looking at the equalized value test, we can't have more than 12% of the city's equalized value in TID. So the equalized value of the city is $2,015,267,500. We are allowed up to $832,100 into the TID property values of maximum TID. With the addition of this, currently we're in 61 million, so with the addition of 41 million for the proposed value added to the TID, we're looking at $103,637,200 worth of assessed value in TID. Altogether, that's only 5.14% of the city's assessed equalized value.
So if you just want to put that back just for our vast studio audience and anybody watching, just so you're realizing what TID and TIF is. TID is the tax increment district. That is what is created here. TIF is tax increment financing. That's the process we're using to create a TID. just so you're aware, so they're often used interchangeably. But a TIF is the process that we're in right now, which is tax increment financing, in order to create a TID, which is the tax instrument district. And if you have any questions, I'm sure that Jacob would be happy to read through again what the description is of that if you have a few minutes after the meeting. I know he gets a kick out of that. So, anyway, go ahead.
All right, so the proposed project areas, again, I kind of went over these. Project area 1 is, or A, is the, where we're proposing the 96 assisted senior living facility up along North Pike Lake Drive, next to Hilldale. And then project area B is those 2 parcels along State Trunk Highway 60 that, for the most part, are vacant or underdeveloped. And then the project area C is technically outside of the boundary, but it's within this half-mile radius. That is the Shower Drive extension for the fire station, the fire satellite station. So this will benefit the assisted senior living facility by allowing quicker ambulance access onto County Trunk Highway K in a more controlled intersection and get access to that facility. So that is why we're including the funding for this street, the Shower Drive extension, in this TID. And here's a zoomed up area of it, A, B, and then C. So looking at the cash flow projections, Shower Drive is gonna cost about $400,000. We're gonna use bonding through the utilities to cover this cost instead of the general obligation funding, which this TID allows us to do instead of using general obligation, which is what most of the street projects come out of. The actual individual development that we're creating this for is proposed to create $21,600,000 in new increment to this district, bumping it up to $64 million in 2026. As you can see, over the life of it, we're expecting $6.5 million in tax increment from this development. And then you can see the revenues based off of the actual, based off that tax increment. And we have a very safe tax rate of $12 per thousand on this. We didn't want to go higher than that. We're around that anyway. But we have been higher than that, but we wanted to be cautious. As part of the development, we're looking to give a $3 million bond. The city's looking to do a bond under the TID to assist the developer in financing the front portion of the development. Instead of doing pay-go, they're looking for a bond directly, and this is the bond schedule for that development. So over the course of that, so that $3 million over the course of the bond period would cost $4,421,000. And you have the cash flow projections outside of the first year where we'll have a negative cash flow. After that, we start seeing positive net cash flow into the TID. These are the meeting schedules. So we're at the public hearing PC resolution tonight for September 9th. And then this will then go on to the Common Council for a resolution on September 24th. And then on September 30th, since we met last week as a joint review board. We approved it, or we didn't approve, we met about it, and we will be looking to approve the resolution on the 30th of September. So that is my report on the TID.
Thank you. If you could put it back one slide, please note that what we says the joint review board meeting, that means that a representative from each of the 5 taxing districts is there. I chair that meeting. We also have a citizen member. It was voted on unanimously to move it forward to the city council for the passing of that after it goes, of course, through the plan commission. So we're in a multiple stage process when we set something up like this. As Jacob mentioned, we're using that 12% dollar amount. We figure out our TIDs very conservatively when this is, so we're not looking at putting the city at any type of risk. Personally, I am not a big fan of the government getting into this. However, when you have developments that pass what's called the but-for test, it would not happen but for setting up a TID, a tax increment district. We are in competition with every municipality in the state of Wisconsin. So in order to be a municipality that wants to see growth, when that 20-year, or earlier, because it can be shut down earlier if we choose, then all of a sudden we have all of these tax dollars that are flowing to the 5 taxing entities, which is a wonderful thing, because that means we have less of a reason to raise taxes. And I have successfully chaired the city council such that we don't raise taxes in the city of Hartford if we can't, or if we can avoid it at all costs, and we usually have. One of the things that we use to do that are TIDs, because we have, this is number 13, I think we have 6 active right now, correct?
Correct.
And then as the years progress, as these mature, all of a sudden we get this new blast of dollars. Although the city is the one who actually sends out the bill, we only get about between 29 and 30% of that money. The rest of that, close to 70% actually, is divided among the other 4, which are the 2 school districts, HUHS and Joint 1, and then we also have the county, and then the college, the technical college, are the other 4. So they're the ones who will reap the benefits of proper planning and conservative usage of numbers, just so you are aware. And if you plan to live in the city of Hartford for some time, hopefully you will see the taxes remain outrageously steady, which is one of the things, or going down, which is what we're attempting to do, to provide you high-quality services and not increase taxes. So that's really the process of what we're looking at doing. Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we will have appearances in favor of. Appearances for anybody wishing to speak in favor of setting up the tax increment district number 13. Any appearances for? Any appearances in favor of? Last call. Hearing none, appearances in opposition. Those wishing to appear in opposition of setting up tax increment district 13, please come up to the microphone. Pick whoever wants to go first, and state your name, your address, and you get 3 glorious minutes.
Okay, my name is Henry Carrera. I'm not a resident. I have a duplex on Highway K, which is in this district.
Right, okay.
And my question is, how does this affect my value of this property if I'm going to sell it to down the road somehow? I mean, it's just, I've called a realtor and they said, go to the meeting, so.
Okay, and you can't come to the meeting. I understand that. This is for you to be able to announce any concerns. If you do have specific questions as regards to, even if it passes, we can address those to either our city planner, Jacob Moss, not in the context of this meeting, but you're welcome to him, or the city administrator.
I called the city hall and they told me to go to the meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, and what this does is it tells you what really the process is as to how it's going to affect the value of a property. I mean, that's a more of a speculative question that we're not really in a position to commit to say, well, it'll increase it, or well, it'll decrease it. What it does is it doesn't affect your taxes, because it affects where your taxes go, because whatever you own right now, that dollar amount in taxes is going to continue to flow to the 5 taxing entities.
I understand that, but I mean, don't you take that into consideration? You know, as far as the value of the property, of how this affects it? I mean, I'm not familiar with this at all, and I'm looking just for some answers. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I just need some information. And it seems
Well,
that
generally, as a rule of thumb, you would see with this type of development that the values of the properties would increase. However, again, we don't have a crystal ball. What we do is we look at the area that is being considered for a TIF district and see how it will benefit the community at large. We don't look at the values of the individual properties.
Who would I speak to find out some more facts on this?
Well, the only person I can think of, go ahead, Jacob.
The Department of Revenue publishes a handbook for property owners within a TID district on the impacts of a TID on their property. There is no value. There has historically been no association with decreased value, nor is this a blight or a blight TID. This is purely a mixed-use TID, and generally makes a property more attractive, because if a developer comes in and wants to buy your property, they then have an option of using this TID financing or working with the city to actually help develop the property further.
Correct.
Well, this is a duplex, so I mean, it's, if it's not something I think a developer would be interested in. So, I mean, is that going to affect if someone wanted to live in that building? I mean, how does it
No,
affect the values?
it won't affect people living in the building, it's just.
No, I mean, the values, all I care about is the values of it. And it just doesn't seem, don't you take that into consideration what the value of the property is going to be when you set
Assessors
up
do
a?
not.
No,
That's not something you even consider or look at?
No.
Okay.
it's not part of the process. However, again, you're welcome to talk to the city administrator. I would refer you to the Department of Revenue's document as to, properties that are within a TID and see where that, but it is not part of the process that we have filed or utilized within the last,
So
12
you can't
TIDs that we've
direct me
set
to
up.
anyone or give me any advice on this at all?
Outside of the Department of Revenue or the manual, talking to, I would say talk to a tax lawyer or some attorney or something to go over it, but for the most part, it's not seen as a burden on the property owner. At the end of the goal is to increase the value of properties, so we wouldn't want to put something on a property owner that would decrease the value because we want to create increment.
Okay, that doesn't answer my question. All right, thank you.
You bet, thank you. Any other people, we went through favor, anybody wishing to appear in opposition? Or, yes, sir, please, go to the microphone, state your name, your address, and you get 3 glorious minutes.
I got too much stuff. My name is James Parker. I live on 306 West Prospect Street in Hartford. I've been a resident for 40 years. So I'm speaking in opposition to tax incremental District 13 for a number of reasons. One, I very much question the impact to the city for this project. Are there any basis to the conclusions put forth? Will an assisted living facility bring workers into our city? That's the basis that I understand the reason for this thing and putting forth this money. While a facility of this type will be very welcome in our city, asking the taxpayers to gift this kind of money, $3 million, is very questionable. I keep hearing that our own plants and businesses need workers, and we need to provide housing for them. And that's one of the reasons for this, to promote housing and people moving out. I hear that from both the city and the county. What seems to be overlooked is the fact our workers are already here. Has anyone seen the traffic leaving town every day in the morning, returning back in the evening? The workers are here, they're going someplace else to work. The businesses have to work on that. It's my understanding the city debt load currently is equal to approximately 100% of our yearly tax revenue. I could be wrong on those exact figures, but I think we're talking in the 20 to 25 million range. So we're financing already 100% of our yearly tax bill. Adding another 15% to that load is a good idea. Maybe I'm missing some numbers. If projects are a good idea, they will fund themselves. We don't have to add millions of dollars. According to the info provided, payback is in approximately 17 years after completion. My unborn grandchildren may get some of the benefit. The rest of us, not so much. And then the added taxes we need to make up for the amount that the tax incremental district sucks out of the general pool. The money has to come from someplace, there's no magic wand. This kind of money, $3 million, could be used for a number of things that would bring immediate benefit to us taxpayers. For instance, it could provide a down payment for 100 or so homes that would make hundreds of people very happy instead of just one person. I'm sorry, did I misspoke?
No, you just went over your 3 minutes. I just wanted to let you run a little longer.
I'm sorry, is there a time
I let you
limit?
run, okay, I let you run a little longer. Normally you get 3 minutes, and
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware there was a time limit.
I mentioned it twice, sorry.
My hearing is really bad and I'm struggling here.
Okay,
Well, I'm half done and my other comments are not pleasant and maybe best unheard and
Well,
can be
you're-
discussed in private.
you're welcome to submit them as part of the record. Not in vocally,
Oh.
but submit them to Jacob as part of the record.
Okay,
And just so to allay for any confusion, the $3 million you're talking about, we only get if we do this. If the project doesn't go out, this $3 million that you're talking about doesn't exist, about doing with other homes. That's not how it works. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that there isn't a $3 million thing unless we do this. Otherwise, that property stays undeveloped and the taxes aren't increased. We have no increment, so that $3 million isn't going to make 100 people happy with other homes. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of how that worked. But thank you very much. Jacob, did you have anything?
thank you.
You bet.
That's good, Mayor.
Jacob, did you have anything?
For,
Oh, I thought you were waving your hand for.
no, no.
Okay. We still have anybody else wishing to appear in opposition of? Anybody in opposition of? Hearing that, we will close the hearing and ask for discussion by the Plan Commission. Questions, comments? Yes.
I would
Please.
like to have someone from the city staff prepare a response to this gentleman's concerns, point by point, to what he's charging or maybe inquiring about would be a better way of putting it. I'd also like to know if Jacob has it, what's the value being generated now from TIF number 4?
Right now, it's assessed at $41,742,400. I didn't break that down on how much increment is coming off of that. So in 2025, the city's portion of that would be about $5,000. Or that, wait,
No.
I'd have to go back and figure it out, but
Go ahead.
that's, sorry. What's wrong?
If you don't have it handy, it's fine, but I just like that figure to be available the next time a discussion is done in regard to this proposed TIF district.
Okay.
To see the kind of revenue that can be generated through a TIF district.
Okay. I can do that. I can send what it is, being the current city's portion of taxes that we're generating based off of the current assessment. I can get that to you for the common council meeting.
That would be fine. Any other discussion by the Plan Commission? Any other questions, comments? If not, we would be looking for any official action regarding proposed creation of the tax increment district number 13. In other words, to move it forward to the city council. Go ahead.
So moved.
We have so moved by Curley, second by David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Looking at the next item, discussion and consideration of a proposed sign in the Business Improvement District, Handmade Wonders, that's 15 North Main Street. And for that, we have our city planner, Jacob Moss.
All right. So Liskin Custom Creations LLC has submitted an application for a wall signage at 15 North Main Street is a future tenant of Handmade Wonders. If you recall, this was previously Horizon Outfitters. This building, so the sign they're proposing is, let me get the thing back up for you. So here's 15 North Main Street. It's right near the intersection of State Trunk Highway 60, East Sumner Street, or Sumner Street, and North Main Street. This is the current view of the property. This is where the sign is proposed. Once the sign is added, this is what it would look like. It's a 3 by 5 foot sign, so it's 15 square feet. It meets all the requirements, but because this is in the Business Improvement District, it needs Plan Commission approval. And staff is recommending approval that it meets all the requirements.
So we're meeting all the requirements, and staff looks for approval. Would look for any questions for staff. If not, motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Scott, motion to approve, second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Item number 6, discussion. and
Mayor,
consider- Yes.
did we approve the TID resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
you did.
I'm sorry. I was,
That was,
Scott,
okay.
yeah, Curley, Alderperson
Thank you very
Curley and
much.
Alderperson Dave Paquette. Okay. Item number 6, discussion and consideration of a proposed site plan in the B3 General Business District, 35 East Sumner Street. City planner, Jacob Moss.
Okay, so right up the street from the sign is 35 East Sumner Street. Right here is that property. It's the old post office here in the city of Hartford. So Motor West Inc. is looking to install 7 exterior windows, 4 on the east side, 3 on the west side of the building. Because this is extending out and is not currently part of the structure, it's a minor it's a minor site plan review because it's a small footprint, but because it's in the downtown bid district, we're also bringing this forward to you for review. So we're just looking for approval of this. We don't see any issues with it, and it doesn't impact the historical aesthetics of the downtown area, and will help this building be in usable condition for the proposed development.
Thank you. The gentleman that's doing this, if you could step up to the microphone, I do have a question for you. That's the one nice thing about being the mayor and the chair.
Absolutely. Matthew is the name.
Yes, I'm just wanted to ask, you're planning for a specific business to go in there?
Yes, my business for the last 35 years has been importing and manufacturing vintage and antique motorcycle parts. I'm very specialized in the European, not Harley and that Indian thing. We're BMW, Puch of Austria, and then a whole host of weird German brands, Zundap, NSU, and so.
Moto Guzzi, anything, or no?
Well, I have a lot of friends in every realm, so certainly the Italian is welcome. Here's my thing: there's just so much around here and such high quality Harley and Indian related
Right.
stuff. We are distinctly not that. We are much more of a kind of an older. They like collectibles. They like restored vintage antique stuff, but they're also into motomobilia and the concept with that gorgeous building and that
Yes.
beautiful first floor. Is to first bring it back, bring the flagpole back, get a flag up there, get those globe lights relit, and then just tuck point and improve the rest of the building. But that first floor
All right.
will be a showroom with collectibles and a museum. There will actually be a vintage and antique motorcycle museum as a part of this. Part of my collection, I have way too much stuff, will be there as a museum. But then there will also be things available for sale throughout, other than just what we sell ordinarily, which is we ship that pretty much worldwide on a daily basis.
Thank you. That's it. Go ahead.
Can I ask him a question?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Matthew, so you're basically, I mean, other than your memorabilia museum and whatnot, you're gonna basically be parts?
Yes, we pretty
No-
much.
No manufacturing or?
No, I manufacture, I'm the guy that pretty much does all the grunt work, so I've got a lathe and a machine shop that I'd be putting down in the basement. That's the kind of the motivation for the windows, because I'd be working down there. And I bring in overall materials from Europe, and then I remanufacture a lot of stuff, things like period shock absorbers and a lot of other components like that that are specific on getting the right seals and, parts from Europe. I remanufacture a lot of that on a regular basis, and then we make a bunch of product ourselves. We've been making control cables since the beginning, and we make some 1,000 of those a year in about, probably about 150 different designs. And then we have a lot of other stuff that we have always made on our own. It's a very niche-y little business, so you have to kind of pigeonhole what so I've tooled up. I've got a lathe, and I've got a lot of other machine tools in the shop, and I pretty much have a bunch of little tasks that I do on the regular. Our regular foot traffic has diminished because of the city. Nobody comes in. We're in the industrial corridor in Milwaukee, and nobody comes down anymore. They're just intimidated by that area. It's pretty dangerous, to be frank, and a lot of my clientele is my age and older, and they would love it if they had a destination place to come in and see stuff and look around, and we miss that. But moreover, it's really getting our product out to what people are interested in, because we have all these collectibles and signs and wonderful stuff that if people aren't coming in the showroom, you don't see it anymore. And frankly, I've been in that industrial sector in Milwaukee for 28 years, and it was great when we first got there. It was a great place to grow. Got a wonderful building that I've been able to renovate, and it's just time to move on if we can.
Okay. Dean, go ahead.
Do you plan on having any sort of exterior display area? Are you going to sell motorcycles?
No. We're strictly, our business day in, day out is pretty much UPS and FedEx come and pick, and we take postal shipments every day. Our stuff is shipped pretty much worldwide. There will be restorations that I do that will be sold, but they'll be on a very isolated basis. Really, there isn't any service traffic in and out, and there wouldn't be any retail like sales where you've got bikes tagged and that kind of thing where people are coming and going. I kind of went and did that for a lot of years. We had service for 25 years, and we did hundreds of jobs a year, and we decided in 17 that was no longer the direction we wanted to go. It wasn't all that profitable, lots of headaches, and this is a much cleaner, just a much more pleasant way to run this business anymore. Plus, I'm old, and I've been in this a long enough time that I happen to have I've worked hard to build a reputation of integrity, and it's benefited me now in old age. So I don't have to thrash that hard anymore. I don't have to sell a bunch of bikes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have, we're still on item number 6, proposed site plan B3 General Business District at 35 East Sumner Street. And city staff moves for approval or asks for approval.
Correct.
You take on that, so.
Sure.
Alderperson Curley to approve, second by Scott. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Item 7, discussion and consideration of a proposed site plan in the M4 Industrial District, 2133 Constitution Avenue. City planner Jacob Maas.
All right, 2133 Constitution Avenue. This is an M4 site plan review, which is the industrial park zoning district. 2133, so this is the parcel right in here. It's hard to see. Apparently, when you use Dodge County's GIS, Washington County doesn't exist. But, so this is the parcel that they're looking to develop. This is the proposed development. It's, as they stated, 39,000 to 40,000 square feet. There is this entrance, per the code, we have to approve this entrance as part of this site plan because they already have 2. Any additional one needs plan commission approval. So that's what we'll also be looking for with the approval of this. The lighting, it's hard to see on here, but this is all blue in this area. There's a little bit of red. That means there is some light coming in, but that's near the entrance anyway, this new entrance, so I'm not concerned about, and it's an industrial park, so this meets the lighting standards where there is no bleeding of light pollution off-site into the abutting properties. In regards to the landscape plan, the only thing we're asking for is a change in the oak just due to oak wilt, we always have concern about that near the right-of-way. So looking to have that removed and have ginkgo biloba put in there. And then also Turkish filbert that, again, in our list of right-of-way trees, that one's really not in there. So we're looking for Kentucky coffee tree, which is listed in our plan. Otherwise, or in our city foresters planting guide that they gave me when I first started. So that is what we're looking for, approval of the driveway, as well as then changing up the landscape plan for the removal of the 2 trees and the addition of the 2 proposed trees. Otherwise, everything is good on this one.
Thank you. Okay, so you're obviously looking for
An approval,
approval,
yes.
right, okay. So for item number 7, any questions, comments? Yes, Dave?
Move to approve.
We have a motion for approval, second by Dean. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Item 8, discussion and consideration of preliminary plat for the Copper Trail subdivision along North Main Street. Tax keys 36-0903-001-003, 36-0903-001-004, 36-0903-001-001, and 36-0903-001-002. That is pales by comparison to what you went through.
Yeah.
But it was still kind of fun. So, further preliminary plat discussion, city planner Jacob Moss.
All right, so Newman Developments Incorporated, Matthew K. Newman, the registered agent, is looking to develop these 4 parcels up here on the screen for you. Most of it is occurring on these 3 right down in here. There is this 1 parcel up here that is not being proposed for development at this time. It'll be part of Outlot 2. Again, they're doing 112 single-family units, all detached single-family units. So looking at the subdivision totals, so the area without outlots, you're looking at about 26.92 acres. The average lot size is 10,472 square feet. The minimum is 8,001 square foot. The median is 9,432, with the maximum being 21,693 square feet for the lot sizes. When you include the outlots, you get a little bit of a change. The average jumps up because of that 1 outlot is so huge. The outlot is, I thought I heard something. So the average then becomes 28,822 square feet. The minimum, and this is for Outlot 4, which is that small outlot that abuts the town of Hartford home that's in the middle there. Along the north side, that's 5,713 square feet. And then the median is 9,471 square feet. And then the maximum, again, is because of that outlot 2, which is a large outlot, which is 1,995,305 square feet. If you actually looked at the totals in the, just a little thing, if you look at the totals of the acreage on page 4 of the preliminary plat, it's 86 acres. The 76 acres here, that doesn't include the right-of-way. So the right-of-way takes about 10 acres in itself. So that's why that number's off from the total acreage of these 4 lots. And again, here are the 4, or here's the preliminary plat, so 112 units with 1, 2, 3, 4 cul-de-sacs, and then some right-of-way street. And in your packet, we have the comments from staff as well, and from all the other departments as well regarding that. And as they address, they're willing to work with us on these comments to move forward. Again, we wouldn't move forward with the developers agreement until we've come to an agreement on all those comments. So the staff is looking for approval, and then this would go in front of the Common Council for review and approval.
Question.
Please, go ahead.
Does all of the traffic out of this proposed subdivision dump onto North Main? There is no other way to enter or leave this entire subdivision?
To the south, the subdivision to the south, Pheasant Run, that is the town of Hartford subdivision, so we don't have access to that one, and I don't believe there's a right-of-way that abuts into that one.
Not at this time.
Not at this time. And then to the north is Bill Ohm's property. He's not looking to develop that. Yeah. And then to the west, it's wetlands, so it's gonna be very or to the east, I should say, is wetlands, so it'd be very costly to expand any right-of-way to the east on this property. So really, our only option on this one is North Main Street, and there are 2 exits to the subdivision on North Main.
Is this located just north of Pheasant?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
So if you look at the map here, here's Pheasant Run. This is the town of Hartford's subdivision. And then we did go into agreement with the town of Hartford in regards to taking over the right-of-way along this subdivision.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Any other questions for staff? Looking for a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Scott,
Second.
second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. With that, we go to our city planner, Jacob Moss's planner's report.
All right, there's nothing to show you, just giving you an update. The zoning code redo is going very well. Hopefully, we get something to you within the next month or two for approval. The sign code will come separate to you, but that will not be included in the zoning code. So that is where we're at right now with that. We have discussions with Hal from the airport, or the Bureau of Aeronautics, through the DOT, regarding language in Area 2, because this subdivision would be in Area 2 of that flight restriction area in regards to stormwater ponds. If you actually look in the notes on that one, under stormwater, we have them looking at a qualified wetland or airport wildlife biologist. That was part of the recommendation from them, to make sure that when they're designing these ponds, that it's not interfering with the airport. And I know that was a concern to some of the residents out there as well. And that's it for the
That's it for the
planner's
planner's
report.
report. With that, thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah, did you have anything? Oh, we don't take a move to adjourn. I just go, and we stand adjourned to the call of the chair.
Okay.
We just go.
You just go.